Alright, hey folks, how's it going? My name is Comet. Thanks for joining us tonight. We have a great match coming up for you now, and you can. Crap, let me switch over. I didn't realize it was just about to start. I am joined in the booth here tonight by Ra. Thanks for joining me.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
So, since obviously we're already underway, I'm gonna try to stick with the point of view of Chris for this game. Any early game predictions on how this match is gonna go between RiuT and Chris here?
I definitely think that this is RiuT's best map by far. So it's gonna be tough for Chris, but I'm a Chris fanboy, so I'll be cheering for Chris.
Well, what about the series in general? It is a best of seven, of course. Who do you think has the edge in the
Uh,
series as a whole?
it's hard for me to say. I don't know what shape RiuT is in, but I know Chris is playing great. I didn't like his performance so much last time we watched him during the team game tournament, but I think he'll play better in a one versus one.
All right,
So
so
I'm
this
I'm, I'm cheering for Chris for sure.
gotcha. So this is game one, which is going to be a Huns war on Arabia. Obviously, as you can see, it is a green Arabia that we have spawned here. Chris here on the kind of left side of the map in the green. Kind of got this gold out to the front, to the right side of his base, all out in the open. Really open map here on the right side for him. His two bores are pretty far away, as you can see up here on this hill to the bottom of his base, but as you may know, there is kind of like a no laming rule in this tournament, so he doesn't really have to worry about getting that boar stolen or whatever else. He can't even actually have like a scout come in and try to block his villager while it's doing that or whatever else, so he can pretty much get these unfettered here, as you can see him doing now, sending his villager back with that boar in tow.
Yeah, I think the boar is not a big deal, but the gold is definitely in a terrible position. There's really no way for him to wall that away and defend it. His only choice is either to tower it or make enough army to hold that position. So it's gonna put him in a tough spot.
The other thing is that we have only two restarts available for each player through the entire series, and you can only use them in the first 4 minutes. And you can see we're already past that, so there are not going to be any restarts in this game. We are going
Yeah,
to be
and
playing this.
I wouldn't expect him to restart for this gold. It's bad enough that it's gonna make the game hard for him, but it's not bad enough for him to call a restart. I think so. I expect that.
Hmm. He does at least have a pretty good wood here. Pretty thick, although, I mean, I guess that's kind of expected on a green Arabia. Here he comes now with that second boar heading back towards his base. He actually, I don't see him actually having scouted the second or third goal. Let's quickly take a look. Where is that? Oh man, his second and third goal are both very forward. All his goals really far forward for Chris here.
I'm actually surprised how fast he went to scout the enemy. I mean, usually if you can lame the enemy or if you can harass him with your scout, then you might want to do that. But going to scout him this early with the no laming rule, I don't see the point. I would have I would rather see him take the deer or like you said, look for the rest of his gold. It might be out of habit that he went to scout the enemy this early on.
So just taking a quick glance over at RiuT's base, I mean, looks like a really solid map for him. Do you agree there? I mean, wow.
So I just turned the fog of war off, and yes, there's no doubt that his map is way better,
Yeah.
way better.
He's got this nice back gold, a lot of forest around, easy to wall if that's what he chooses to do. Already, as you mentioned, probably the better map for RiuT. Oh my, Chris has a ton of villagers on wood here. Oh no, I didn't realize it was this far in the game. Just clicking up at 21. Do we have RiuT clicking up as well? Yeah, both went with a
Yeah,
21 pop up here.
yeah, and that's pretty much a perfect start for the two of them. That's as good as it gets.
No barracks just yet. I'd probably expect Chris to kind of build out at least somewhat to try to help with that giant, massive opening to the right and bottom side of his map. Do you think he'll try to go aggressive here with the
I
way
think
his
he
map
has
is?
to. He doesn't have a choice. He can't really play defensive, and maybe that's a blessing in disguise. I've seen Chris play defensive, and I've never liked his defensive play style. I've never been impressed by it. I always hope that he plays more aggressive, and I think this map is gonna force him to do that. So maybe it's a good thing that he got a bad map.
3 villagers, it looks like he's already sending out. He's actually starting to attack this scout coming by from RiuT. And he also chased it away with the scout, going to be able to safely get that up. Just about hit feudal age. Likely going to put
Yes.
up a stable here, right?
Usually, I mean, when you go 21 pop, you keep chasing the enemy scout because you're hoping that you hit
Oh,
their
exactly
feudal
the same
before.
time.
But yeah,
Wow.
yeah, they hit
And
it at the
RiuT's going
same
to back
time.
away. Not want to take the risk there, although he's actually down 3 hit points. Quick look over at what RiuT is doing. You see he's also got the stable pretty much, mirror images of each other. Needs to be careful here with that spearman out. Chris is going to back away.
Yeah, perfect reaction from him there. Went back as soon as he saw the spearman. Yeah, he's playing well. He's playing well so far. You can tell that he's in control of his army. He's playing fast.
First scout is out for Chris, coming to meet up with his original scout and starting to go for that spearman for RiuT. You can see he's still standing right on top of this hill. Here are also 2 scouts from RiuT. Chris needs to be careful here as he tries to run around them. He sees that stable there from RiuT, now heading towards the berries. But with only 2 scouts, probably not a ton he can do. He does have this one villager that is in the back, and I'm actually not seeing much of it. Okay, here comes RiuT now with 3 scouts, and Chris is going to have to back away. Running up the hill at the bottom of that forest away from those scouts of RiuT. Trying to meet back up. Oh, he's trying to get cut off here by a spearman. He's going to get a hit in. Good job by RiuT to get a hit in with that spearman on those scouts. Chris, despite having an equal number, 4 scouts for each player, you can see he's definitely got the more damage to scouts.
Yeah, RiuT did a really good job at cornering him right there. Excellent job.
Trying to head back now. Nope, now he turns around. Chris heading back a little bit towards his stable. And starting to put up a little bit of a wall at the actually left side of his farm and wood camp area. Here is RiuT just in front of the base of Chris. 6 scouts out for Chris. He does not have his spearman, though, and he needs to be careful. If he makes even the slightest micro mistake, I feel like this is a tough battle for him with that spearman coming forward here from RiuT. He does have his own spearman actually over here on the left by the wood camp. Let's see if he tries to bring it into action here.
Absolutely, he has to, and he really can't lose a fight with this map.
Right,
the way this map
absolutely.
is,
You can see him
he's got to stay ahead.
trying to lure that spearman maybe out by himself, and I think this is the right time. It's attacking the spearman. Oh, RiuT does turn it around, and I don't think that was the right move by RiuT. He did get one hit on it, but I don't know. I don't know. Well, in any case, RiuT now heading towards the south somewhere, maybe to try to go around. Chris now, as you can see, with a mining camp being built in that front main gold, though really all his golds are in the front. Going to be tough for him. We'll see what he tries to do to try to defend that. Continuing to make scouts, 8 scouts now for Chris. Pretty much equal pop for both players. You could see, if you saw, RiuT is down here to the bottom left of Chris's base. But there isn't much that RiuT will find there. Chris trying to just kind of pick off units as they come to reinforce the army of RiuT, but RiuT quickly backing away, maybe only letting 1 hit or so, and you can see there he is attacking that wall to the left side of the lumber camp of Chris.
Yeah, that wall came in really handy. I mean, that wall is not going to stop an army from, from getting to Chris's economy. It's just going to limit the positions that RiuT can attack from, so he can predict where he's going to come from at least. Because the worst thing is when your map is so open that you don't even know where your enemy is going to hit you.
Blacksmith now going up as well for Chris. 11 scouts now.
looks like he's gonna go all scouts. I mean, he decided to go blacksmith before archery range, so I think he's getting armor and attack upgrades on the scouts. So we'll have to see.
And this is just rough for Chris. You know he wants to move away from this gold camp, but he just can't because if he moves away even a little bit and RiuT comes in, it's pretty much game over for him, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is what's hard about having, you know, a map disadvantage is you're too afraid to attack, and you don't want to defend for too long because you don't know if your enemy will just wall up and focus on economy or go up ahead of you, right? So that's the tough part, keeping everything balanced with an open map.
Chris actually got bloodlines here, and he's now heading forward, and he actually is not going to be able to get in here. There's a spearman here, and he is going to get walled out. Here comes the scouts from the top of the hill. He's going to have to back away here. By the way, if you didn't catch it, he sent out his weak scout towards the bottom of his main goal just to make sure that RiuT was not about to come in on him. But he is outnumbered here. RiuT also with that Bloodlines upgrade, as you can see here. And he is actually now making a watchtower here near the front of his gold.
Yeah, Chris stopped making army for a while. I mean, he probably thought that RiuT stopped too, and he didn't want to overproduce army
Oh, and he takes a little more hits than he needs to as he backs away. It looks like he doesn't want to engage in this. He does have some archers, and those archer ranges may now pop out. We'll see. Yeah, there he comes. He's got to defend this gold, although he's outnumbered, but not by a ton here. He can definitely win this fight. You can see RiuT trying to take up the hill advantage here. He does have a spearman here that gets a hit. He does lose one scout in the process, does Chris, as he starts to chase a little bit here. He needs to be careful. He's going to lose this spearman. He gets a hit, but it's an uphill hit on that scout. Now backing away with those three archers. Turning back now is RiuT, and Chris is retreating back down the hill, going to maybe get some hits on the archer. But RiuT, it doesn't want to take this fight, especially with that watchtower right there. He's just trying to get as many kind of downhill hits from the top of that hill as he can, but Chris is doing his best to not let that happen. Third archery range coming up for Chris. Well, apparently not. He didn't want that. Okay, there it is. He wanted it one square closer to RiuT, I guess. No additional upgrades on the scouts. He does have the fletching upgrade on his archers. Still playing pretty defensive with this map here. You can see he's pretty much walled off the kind of top part of his map. Here is RiuT now on the left side by the farms trying to hit some of those farmers, which Chris quickly puts in his TC and forces RiuT to back away. Little game of cat and mouse here trying to get some hits on those farmers, but now he's going to back away, go back up the hill.
RiuT at this point is just trying to weaken his economy even a little bit, so he can do the damage in Castle Age. So he's just harassing him slightly. He knows it's not gonna make or break the game, but every little bit helps.
Yeah, RiuT may be like what 8 to 10% ahead in the Castle Age research here. Not a huge advantage. He is going to take this farmer out, I think, though. He did manage to surround it before he attacked it. Yeah, now he's flanking and moving away to try to avoid hits from that town center. Good job by RiuT there.
Yeah, he's ahead in terms of economy. He's also ahead in terms of in terms of technology, in terms of castling, but he's ahead in economy too. Like Chris had to spend his stone to make a tower, and that's huge because once he hits castle, he's not going to be able to make any town centers. It's harder to defend without town centers. It's harder to get your economy going. So that tower is actually a huge disadvantage.
Well, both players now up to Castle Age. It looks like Chris is planning on trying to get some harassment on the eco of RiuT, hoping to get this expo upgrade soon. Although here now come the archers of RiuT. He needs to be careful. He's already got the expo upgrade. One scout is down, and Chris probably needs to back away here. Look at all those scouts chasing him. He does now have the expo upgrade, and RiuT's not going to chase. Chris got the light cavalry upgrade as well, as cav archers start to pour out from his 4 archery ranges. Again, with that tower, does not have the stone to make a town center, though. I'm not sure he'd necessarily want to in this case right now anyway. And now he's moving back up the hill towards RiuT's base, and here is the large army of RiuT. This could be bad for him. He's at the downhill advantage. He's got all his Expos crossed up here, getting attacked by those light cavalry with the cav archers in tow. Unfortunately, his are just now coming in, and he's taking this fight downhill. This is a really bad fight for Chris. Oh no.
That was a terrible fight for him, and I think he didn't see RiuT's army until it was too late.
Yeah,
And
unfortunately,
really back
and
away.
you can see all that he lost. He's backing away with just 6 cav archers left. You can see the giant score disparity that is now in favor of RiuT.
That was just huge. That was absolutely huge.
And
I mean,
wow.
RiuT had a bigger army. He also had better positioning in terms of his light cav taking the hits while the archers did the damage. Chris's light cav were just running around. That was really bad for him. It's going to be tough to come back now.
He does have the walls here. That'll buy him some time, but it's not going to be much. I mean, he can knock down these walls pretty much at will and get right onto the woodcutters and the farms around that mill to the top of Chris's base. He's got a Manganel out, but you can't really see how this is going to possibly turn around for Chris, but he's doing what he can. He's picking off some of these light cavalry here with the cav archers. RiuT's playing it safe here, trying to back off. Now doesn't want to take too much damage just yet. But he has got an overwhelming army advantage. The second Manganel being produced by Chris, trying to do anything they can. Almost all his farms are expired, and he's not spending the wood.
RiuT is just playing it safe. He's gonna keep harassing his economy, getting ahead slowly without taking any big risks.
I liked what he did there. He ran in first with those light cav to try to draw some of the tower fire, and then brought his expos in to get some hits and kill some gold miners. But Chris did see it pretty much in time. He only lost like 1 or 2 in the process. But Chris really can't fight anywhere except like under this gold mine by his Manganels right now. This is really, really bad for him.
Yeah, you can see his economy is suffering too. Like his gold miners are all over the place, and that just comes from running them off and putting them back on and so on. They're not working efficiently, right?
Yeah, so Chris trying to go to the bottom of the map to maybe try to get on the eco of RiuT. Unfortunately, RiuT has been waiting for him at the top of this hill, and you can see he's picking off 2 or 3 of the cav archers of Chris, and he may very well lose this Manganel as well. Being chased now by RiuT. He does have the hill advantage, but he's so far back. Oh, great hit by that. You see 3 or so cav archers do go down from that Manganel, but it's probably not going to matter too much. You can see still way more cav archers for RiuT, and he picks off 2 more of Chris's cav archers as they run away. He's trying to make a town center at the top of this hill. I feel like there's no way that RiuT is going to be able to let him get that up. It's only
RiuT has ballistics now, and Chris doesn't, and that's huge, right? Ballistics is just huge when it comes to these archer fights.
Here comes the Expos forward as well. Chris actually did a little bit better. Looks like RiuT kind of fought that maybe before most of his army was there, and now Chris with the oh man, he could maybe turn this around. He's lost most of his cav archers, but here comes the Manganel trying to get some good hits. He does get a reasonable hit in on those Expos, and RiuT's actually going to back away here. So it looks like he'll at least secure this town center for the moment. He did lose a lot of army in the process. Quickly check on RiuT. He has actually, 3 town centers it looks like.
It actually looks like Chris does have ballistics, and so I was wrong there, and I think that's huge too. If Chris didn't have ballistics, that would have turned out a lot different. So maybe it looks like Chris might still have a chance. He might still be able to come back.
Yep, he did briefly put some villagers on stone to get that town center, but he doesn't have any at the moment. So no 3rd town center coming imminently. He needs to be careful trying to send these cav archers forward, which he is outnumbered, trying to get some good hits in with his Manganel. Good job flanking and avoiding all those hits by RiuT, and he's gonna, I think, take out this Manganel. There is a second one here. He needs to be careful. RiuT backing away. It looks like he got a lot of damage in with that, although now he is in a much better position at the top of the hill where he can back away. Oh, 2 more cav archers go down from that Manganel hit. RiuT backing away. He still does have superior numbers, certainly.
Chris is actually playing really well with his Manganels. I mean, usually it's very hard to hit cav archers with Manganels. It's hard enough hitting normal archers, and hitting cav archers can be almost impossible at times. So he's doing really well with the Manganel.
Just a quick aside, I'm seeing a lot of people complaining about lag. It's telling me I'm not dropping any frames, but I know there's kind of issues, and From what I thought you guys could select lower, but maybe you can't. So if it's a problem, I'll change to lower stream quality for the next game here. Apologize for that. Here comes Chris coming up the hill trying to do what he can. Oh, he needs to be okay. The Expos do back away before Chris can try to get a hit on them. I mean, the Manganel is really all that is keeping Chris alive here at the moment. This is a town center going up at the top of this hill here for RiuT. Oh, great hit on, oh my god, all those Expos
Oh
just died.
yes.
Wow. Great job by Chris, and now he is doing, oh, look how much RiuT has to move just to get away from that Manganel fire. They've now got about equal number of cav archers, and Chris may be turning this turn. He's going to get another hit on, oh, wow. And RiuT tries to back away, and he is in full retreat now, trying to back away under the town center fire. Great job by Chris there. You can see the scores have completely turned around. Chris is almost back even now with RiuT pushing on this town center, which he can do with that Manganel, although he is taking some fire here from that town center on those cav archers. He's going to have to back away for the moment. Here comes that second Manganel up the hill to try to help him. Wow, great job by Chris. Really great control with those Manganels, and wow. That was impressive.
Some great army control by him, but also I think just great army selection. I mean, he's got a, you know, if RiuT had his own Manganels, it could be a lot different. But
Agreed, absolutely.
He's, you know, Chris has the Manganels and then he has the cav archers. So while RiuT tries to run around and kill the Manganels, Chris with ballistics can take out the cav archers with his own cav archers. So RiuT definitely needs to add Manganels as soon as possible. He needs to add them right now. Or he needs to find a way to take them out more efficiently.
And it looks to me, I see one knight out. I don't know if he's going to go for more. No
so
upgrades
it looks like
on
that's
them,
going to
though.
be his choice. Yeah, his choice to take out these Manganels are going to be knights. But you need a lot of knights and you need their upgrades.
He's also mixing in some light cavalry as well, but this isn't. He's fighting uphill here against Chris, and now he's going to back away for the moment. Although the score's actually kind of now swung pretty heavily back towards RiuT.
Yeah, and that's because RiuT's economy is just better. I mean, the only reason Chris's score came up close to RiuT's score is because kills-wise, he probably has a lot more kills than RiuT, but in terms of resources gathered, he's behind. But what he's going to try and do here is he's going to try and abuse this hill. I mean, this is his ticket to winning, is try and abuse this hill and try and force RiuT to take fights uphill. We'll see if RiuT takes the bait or if he just waits.
And you can see no third town center coming for Chris. Obviously nowhere near the resources for going Imperial Age. It looks like all or nothing for him. He needs to get into RiuT's economy and do a lot of damage here. Looking at the pop difference, it's like 35 difference in advantage for RiuT. Obviously, a good number of that is probably in villagers. Oh, RiuT trying to take the hill back from Chris, but he's actually doesn't quite get there in time. He's actually going to back away. He's only got about 5 kind of the melee cavalry units. Oh, 2 cav archers going down. There is a third as well.
What RiuT is going to try to do here, he knows that he has town centers, he has, you know, secure economy. He's not too worried about Chris raiding him, but Chris has an open economy. You know, he has villagers all over the place. They're not protected. They can't run anywhere.
And there's a hole in this area up the top left, although he's now stonewalling it. And with his army in tow, it looks like he'll be able to save it for the moment. Although now, RiuT's got the hill here. He needs to be careful. Chris backing away, trying not to take too much damage. Doesn't want to fight this uphill. This is tough for him because RiuT can stay uphill pretty much indefinitely. It's really hard for him to try to get the hill advantage back. Although he is at least walled off. You can see the stone walls going up by his lumber camp.
He just clicked Imperial Age, so he definitely doesn't want to take a fight unless it's an easy one for him. He wants to keep his army alive so he can get the upgrades on his army when he hits Imperial.
Oh, he's trying to get the hill back here, and I think he is going to get it, and RiuT's going to have to back away now. Great job seeing the opening there by Chris. Oh, wow. He's picked off 3 cav archers here, and he's going to get more. Look at him running in. Okay, it looks like he is actually the same. I think he can get one more. Well, now he's kind of a little bit more behind. Oh no, look at all these, I didn't see these gold mines kind of exposed here. Meanwhile, in the middle of the map, I didn't see this going on, but RiuT's got some stuff trying to take back the top of this hill, and he's got a Manganel out as well. And this is actually kind of bad for Chris. I'm not sure he can fight this. He's gonna kill that Manganel, but there are knights and skirmishers as well. Not a ton. But especially with that Imperial Age going up as well, as you mentioned, I mean, he's going to lose a lot of these Cav Archers right now without being able to upgrade them with the Imperial Age upgrades. A good hit coming in from that Manganel, although it is kind of downhill, and he's going to have to back away. Wow.
That was a terrible fight for him, but he probably felt like he had to take that fight to secure the gold.
Yeah, that's a castle going up there for RiuT, and
yeah, he wanted to secure the gold. If he gave up that fight, he knows that he has just downhill.
Look at all those skirmishers now. Yeah. Unfortunately, it looks like this is kind of looking like the end of the road for Chris. Great job coming back after a... Oh, I didn't see this. He is actually in on these woodcutters over here on the right side of the map. He's getting like about 4 or 5 woodcutters he'll be able to kill, but it seems like it may be too little too late. Not seeing a ton of army back at home. He is now Imperial Age. RiuT is going to be about a minute behind him.
He's significantly ahead of him in terms of population, though. That's going to be hard to come back from.
Absolutely. Although I mean, look at all this kind of unprotected eco that he's able to get on. He's doing a lot of damage, but unfortunately, it's just coming too late for Chris.
Yeah, I mean, when you know you have 120, 130 villagers working, if you're harassing 5 or 10, it doesn't buy you that much because he's still got, you know, a couple of hundred more working. So I guess how much harassment he's doing is not enough to be a game changer at this point. He needs to be doing a lot more, and he doesn't have the army to do it, obviously.
Here comes some of the army from RiuT pushing forward now. You can see all those skirmishers sitting at the top of that hill. Imperial Age now also for RiuT. Stone Wall is actually also going up for RiuT. He doesn't want to mess around. He's trying to surround this army, this little raiding party from Chris here. He's backing away, trying to escape without taking further damage, but...
And this is interesting. RiuT is actually not going for his archer upgrades. He's going for his cav upgrades. So it looks like that'll be his main focus. It won't be cav archers.
And Chris actually got a pretty good number of light cavalry back here, but he's got literally no upgrades on them other than the bloodlines.
Yeah, I mean, these things will drop like flies if he tries to fight with them. Even skirms will take them out.
You can see the score disparity here, about 2,000 points in the favor of RiuT here. You can see the Treb coming forward now as well. I mean, RiuT's played this really, really safe. Like, he's not even, like, I'm not sure what he's afraid of here. I guess it is kind of light cav versus skirms. But I'm sure he knows, he can see there are no upgrades on those light cavalry.
Yeah, he's just taking his time. There's really no reason for him to rush things and give Chris a chance to come back. He's got all the gold on the map. He's got the population. So he's just taking his time. He doesn't want to take risks. I mean, we saw him doing that since Feudal Age. He's been taking advantage slowly.
Yeah, he is getting some of his hussars now in onto the eco, while keeping the majority of his army here with his siege to keep it protected. Just not much Chris is going to be able to do here. Expecting a GG coming shortly, I would think here. Chris really isn't able to even get in onto the eco at this point of RiuT any further.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's almost impossible to come back at this point. But if there's one thing I know about Chris is that he always tries to fight till the end. So he doesn't give up until there's absolutely no doubt that he can come back.
RiuT even found this way far back lumber camp of Chris, which doesn't have any TC cover anywhere nearby. Capped Ram coming forward as well. He does have at least 2 of the cavalry armor upgrades on these light cavalry. No hussar upgrade No attack upgrades. Trying to get in. He does kill that one Manganel, but that's about as far as he's going to go. And GG is called, so the first game will go to RiuT.
There
So
we go.
the remaining games of this set will be home maps from the previous loser. So Chris's home map, first home map, will be coming up next. I know I'm sorry about the lag. Apparently, it's whatever. OBS is telling me I'm not dropping any frames, but I'll turn down the